seen the future of horror. His name is Clive Barker.
Yes, here we go again. Secretary of State, that's what I wanted. That's all I wanted. That's what I was promised. And now, here I am, President of these United States. You made this bed, America. You voted for me. Are you confused? Are you afraid? Because what you thought you wanted is now here. And there you are, staring back, slack-jawed, bewildered, wondering if this is what you actually asked for. This democracy, your democracy, elected me. And if you think it was hard getting here, you're beginning to understand what I'm willing to do to stay. I look across at this crowd gathered today, and I know that these are not my supporters. I'm looking at people who are waiting with a smile on their face for their turn. And the most vicious among them are the ones who are smiling and clapping the hardest. Power is a lot like real estate, remember? So help me God. So help me God.
Inauguration Day in Washington found over 1 million people crowded round the Capitol and the White House to honor America's 32nd president and to hear him take the oath of office.
I, Harry S. Truman, do solemnly swear
that you will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States,
that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States,
and will, to the best of your ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
Preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
So help you God.
So help me God.
The Capitol Dome in Washington, you can see the goddess of freedom, also known as Semiramis, Queen of Babylon, who later became Isis of Egypt. Now, we suggest the dome itself represents the womb of the goddess. So, if the dome represents the womb of the goddess, we should find nearby the phallus of the god, ready to impregnate her and bring forth the spirit of the sun god. And we most certainly do. Facing the dome is the phallus of the sun god, the Washington Monument. During his research for his book, Apollyon Rising 2012, Dr. Tom Horn travelled to Washington, D.C., where he met with Masons at the House of the Temple, the headquarters of the Supreme Council of the Scottish Rite. Horn says these men were very cordial and mostly responsive to his questions. They even confirmed his understanding of the influence of Freemasonry in American history. It was only when he pressed one of them about a ritual called the raising ceremony, the raising of Osiris from the dead, it's also known as, which is conducted in the temple room on the 3rd floor of the building. It's only then that these Masons became evasive and visibly uncomfortable. The reason for this, according to Dr. Horn, is that in addition to the raising ceremony being conducted when members reach the 33rd degree of Scottish Rite Freemasonry, this strange ceremony is performed without public knowledge in this very temple room at the inauguration of every United States president. Why is that? Because deep esoteric meaning behind Egyptian and Rosicrucian magic that was incorporated into the rites and rituals of Freemasonry hold that the spirit of Osiris can be raised from the underworld and installed, for want of a better term, in the reigning king or president. According to Tom Horn, this is why the US Capitol Dome is laid out so as to face the obelisk, the phallus of the sun god, known as the Washington Monument. An interesting point regarding the obelisk in Washington, the Washington Monument. The column is 6,666 inches high. and each side is 666 inches long. Now, obviously, this cannot be an accident, because we remember that the Antichrist's number in the Bible is 666.
Cenobite. Unlock the next configuration.
The thing that is so unique about Hellraiser and sets it apart from other horror films is the existence of the Cenobites. They come from the seams of our reality.
This horror film had its own legacy of movies before it that were around this mythology, were around this iconic presence.
Oh, for us. I was really impressed with what they've done. Just to have the racial diversity and the LGBTQ plus diversity.
The frequency's weird and, it's sounding a little bit strange. And I'm like, if you don't get this right now, I swear to Lucifer, I'm gonna, I get a little bit mad.
Namaste. Namaste.
Now, the time has come for us to select one courageous young man and woman for the honor of representing District 12 in the 74th Annual Hunger Games.
We have been taught lies. Reality is not at all what we perceive it to be. We cannot survive any longer by hanging on to the falsehoods of the past. Reality must be discerned at all costs if we are to be a part of the future. Truth must prevail in all instances, no matter who it hurts or helps, if we are to continue to live upon this earth. At this point, what we want may no longer matter. It is what we must do to ensure our survival that counts. The old way is in the certain process of destruction, and a new world order is beating down the door.
But we are transferring power from Washington, D.C., and giving it back to you, the people.
And we give it back to you, the people.
For too long, a small group in our nation's capital has reaped the rewards of government, while the people have borne the cost.
We take Gotham from the corrupt, the rich, the oppressors of generations who have kept you down with myths of opportunity.
That all changes starting right here and right now, because this moment is your moment. It belongs to you.
Gotham is yours. None shall interfere. Do as you please.
Welcome to the golden age of man. There's lots of shows that everybody will always remember. Star Trek, Battlestar Galactica. This is going to be one of them. I can tell that after watching just the first hour.
It was right up my alley because it touched on everything about humanity.
Between the acting, the cinematography.
I thought it was amazing.
I'm hooked.
Best thing I've seen in a while. It is exactly what we need as far as good cinematic science fiction to be seen. Very true to the book. Was it something you've seen before in most sci-fi shows?
I thought it was phenomenal.
It was fantastic.
Can't wait to see the next 2 parts.
I have no idea what's waiting for us.
Look what happened. Is this crazy?
Overnight, a stunning victory for Donald Trump, with NBC News projecting the 45th president is now set to serve again as the nation's 47th.
This will truly be the golden age of America.
When the overlords came, they changed our societies. No crime, no war. We have a world that we are proud to bring children into.
There's no need to be afraid. We want to help you help yourself. I want to know why they're here and what they have in store for us.
Let the children come forward. All across the world, this shows you who somehow lived tomorrow. They're watching us all the time.
You deserve the truth about what they are.
You cannot stop what is coming.
What's coming? The former president flipping back critical battlegrounds he lost in 2020, celebrating his victory with supporters in the early morning hours.
This will forever be remembered as the day the American people regained control of their country.
Trump trading in his often fiery rhetoric, instead calling for unity.
It's time to put the divisions of the past 4 years behind us.
The old way is in the certain process of destruction, and a new world order is beating down the door.
Time to unite, and we're going to try.
Driven not only by corporate greed, but a darker objective.
The takeover of America.
And then the world itself, by any means necessary, however violent, or cruel, or efficient. By severe drought, brought on by weather wars, conducted secretly using aerial contaminants and high-altitude electromagnetic waves, in a state of perpetual war, to create problem, reaction, solution scenarios to distract, enrage, and enslave American citizens at home, with tools like the Patriot Act and the National Defense Authorization Act, which abridge the Constitution in the name of national security. The militarization of police forces in cities across the U.S., the building of prison camps by the Federal Emergency Management Agency with no stated purpose, the corporate takeover of food and agriculture, pharmaceuticals and healthcare, even the military in clandestine agendas to fatten, dull, sicken, and control a populace already consumed by consumerism.
And I encourage you all to go shopping more.
A government that taps your phone, collects your data, and monitors your whereabouts with impunity. A government preparing to use that data against you when it strikes. And the final takeover begins.
The takeover of America.
By a well-oiled and well-armed multinational group of elites that will cull, kill, and subjugate.
Happening as we sit here.
It's happening all around us.
The other shoe waiting to drop.
It'll probably start on a Friday. The banks will announce a security action necessitating their computers to go offline all weekend.
Digital money will disappear.
They can just steal your money?
Followed by the detonation of strategic electromagnetic pulse bombs to knock out major grids.
What will seem like an attack on America by terrorists or Russia.
Or a simulated alien invasion using alien replica vehicles that exist and are already in use.
An alien invasion of the U.S.
The Russians tried it in '47.
You can't say these things.
I'm going to say them tomorrow.
It's fear-mongering, claptrap isolationist techno-paranoia so bogus and dangerous and stupid that it borders on treason. Saying these things would be incredibly irresponsible.
It's irresponsible not to say it.
Especially if it's the truth.
The Omnicam Corporation created the ultimate reality-based television experience, The Truman Show. Beginning with a child's birth, they set out to document an entire human life, every single moment broadcast live to the world. They created his hometown of Sea Haven, all of it completely enclosed within the dome of the Truman stage.
Cue the sun.
And even though The Truman Show has become an international phenomenon, Truman himself has never learned the true nature of the world around him.
It's television! Yes!
Despite some close calls. Every aspect of his life has been carefully scripted and meticulously crafted. But the one thing no one could predict was who Truman Burbank would grow up to be.
Good morning!
Morning!
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. I hereby proclaim this planet Trumania of the Burbank Galaxy. Trumania, Trumania, I love and honor you. It's time.
Cenobites are repulsive and glamorous, horrific, but also beautiful. Fans of the franchise really come to appreciate all the many layers that exist.
Enough is a myth.
Cenobites have always advanced design in the horror space. I'm excited for modern audiences that aren't familiar to discover them for the first time.
I hope that the old fans feel like we've done a good job, and I hope that the new fans are like, oh my God!
It was really a joy and an honor for me to visualize some of Clive's creations and some of our own that may coexist.
trust in me.